So the drivers make their way out onto the 1,302 metre circuit for the first of 14 races, a total of 38 over this weekend. Let's have a look at the starting order for Senior Rotax, second chance heat here in northern Italy. So on the front row of the grid, it will be Patrick Slokmelis and Arvid Rosen, Matteo Pianizzola and Artur Horsch, row 2. Scott Westhovens and Mika Barthelemy, row 3. Mario Sidler and Luca Costa round out the top 4 rows. Rounding out the top 10, it's Beat Dorrestein and Storm Power. Then we did have a space there for Leonardo Tiozzo, but the Kart Republic driver, unfortunately, moving out of the way due to a discussion through race control and some of the organisation. Max Demedink will be on the outside of row number 6, in front of Andrea Giudice, Flint Schuring, Noah Hipp, Kilian Tarnier, Timotheus Kiadz in 17th position ahead of Matteo Richter, who joins the Polish driver on row 9. Bente Boer and Chloe Canard, they round out the top 20 ahead of Riccardo Di Landro. Fabio Giliberti, Anthony Boulou, Jarden Yved, Oscar Christensen, Sasha Clavadeccia, Corentin Franchi, Benoit Tordema. And then we've got Leonardo Del Col, Giuseppe Forenzi, Daniel Mualem and Baz Janssen. That is the 32-strong grid. 10 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap to kickstart the action here on finals day. And the sun has graced us with its glorious presence here in Italy. And at the moment, the current temperature is 21 degrees Celsius, and it's predicted sunshine all the way through the day, even through to our podium celebrations, which will take place at approximately 4:45 this afternoon, local time. Right then, let's get things underway here on finals day, shall we? The drivers now make their way towards the final corner. They exit out of the apex. They split, head into the tram lines for the first time today on finals day. Are we ready? Are we steady? It's lights out, they're off and racing, and a good start already by the pole sitter Lokmelis to get into turn 1 first as everyone filters through, and it looks like Leonardo Tiozzo has just exited the pre-grid, and we've had an incident, and there are multiple carts off. One went skyward and landed straight on the back rear axle. The 603 involved, the 606 and the 324. So that will be Corentin Franchi, Leonardo Del Col, amongst others. So a couple of drivers already fallen by the wayside, and we haven't even gotten within 30 seconds of the opening race of this day. But at the moment, you can just see that things are starting to peter out. People are starting to get into their battles right now. But it is Patrick Slokmelis that at the moment is ahead of Matteo Pianizzola, the Italian on the Tony Kart chassis from 54 Squadra Corse, trying to close down. But let's see, has that changed? Not this particular moment. Well, it has changed because Artur Horsch now up into second place ahead of Arvid Rosen. And there are the 3 leaders. There's the Swede just behind on the EOS chassis, running with Dan Holland Racing. Beat Dorrestein rounds out the top 4. Top 5 behind Scott Westhovens. So it's good to see the Cosmic chassis on the 353 rounding out the top 4. Matteo Pianizzola rounds out the top 6, so is in the danger point of this race, and it looks like there has been a change for position. Maybe Andrea Giudice has decided to get past Mika Barthelemy, or has there been a change a little bit further back? We'll find out when they cross the stripe next time around. Just under 8.5 minutes to go, and Lokmelis is trying to bury the hatchet and get away into the distance. But you can see now it's 3 wide, nearly coming out of the last hairpin on the circuit as they go 2 abreast, and that's not going to work on a month of Sundays. And what's more, it is Sunday after all. Lokmelis has got a gap over Arvid Rosen by 0.7 of a second, but Artur Horsch, the French driver in the 337, very much on the back bumper of the Swede. Scott Westhovens, Beat Dorrestein, Pianizzola rounds out the top 6. Giudice got past Barthelemy for 7th position, whilst Max Demedink from JJ Racing got past teammate Mario Sidler for 9th place. And yeah, the drivers involved, Oscar Christensen, Fabio Giliberti, Corentin Franchi and Jarden Yved, they are all out of this race. So that's 4 of the drivers out of the 32 that have, unfortunately, as we would say in the United Kingdom, they've come a bit of a cropper there. But that's a real shame. Unfortunately, their race has ended rather abruptly on the very first lap. We're on to lap number 4 of this race, and at the moment, Lokmelis is being chased down. Matteo Pianizzola sets the fastest lap of the race, a 51 Well, it was up until Sasha Klavedetcher, like a cheeky little scamp, puts in a 51.020. The Swiss driver from Dan Holland Racing now in 16th position, having started in 26th place. So he's moving up the order. Chloe Kennard up into 19th past Benteboa. Bas Janssen past Matteo Richter. Benoit Tordema has tumbled to the bottom of the running order, and the French driver on the Cosmic Chassis down in 28th position. Stormbauer has already made his way up into 12th position, and Giuseppe Forenzi seems to be going with. Now, where did they both start? Just going to have a look here. Stormbauer started 10th. Giuseppe Forenzi has started all the way down in 30th place, as Benoit Tordema has now pulled the car into the pits on lap number 2. That's the race done and dusted, I'm afraid. But here we have another bit of a battle a little bit further down the order, and in the middle of all that looks to be possibly, you've got the likes of Giuseppe Forenzi, Noah Hip in that battle. We've got 6 minutes and 10 seconds still to go, and Arvid Rosen is closing on Patrick Slokmelis by increments as Giuseppe Forenzi sets the fastest lap of the race, so 50.755, and that driver now has made up 18 positions in the first 4 minutes. And that just goes to show that track knowledge can very much be key around here at Adria. So we will, Tordema, Yvette, Franchi, Giliberti and Christensen out. Stormbauer has dropped all the way down to 27th position. And that's another retirement on the cards there. So that has dropped us from 32 starters to 26 runners and riders. 5 minutes and 30 seconds still to go. In the battle for the top 3 has really kicked off, because Artur Horsch has kept to within 3.5 tenths. Make that less than that on Arvid Rosen. Now, these 3 were covered by just over 6 tenths of a second last time around. That looks to be a little bit less from my estimation. And now here comes Scott Westhovens. Matteo Pianizzola and Beard Dorrestein are closing. And I'm just trying to keep an eye on what is happening with Giuseppe Forenzi. Forenzi is about 7.5 tenths of a second behind Noah Hip. As you can see, it's all kicking off behind. And they're going 2 by 2, hurrah, through the hairpin. And that's very close indeed. Oh, Anthony Bilou, Luca Kirsta, Giuseppe Forenzi, they're all out for scalps here today in northern Italy. And no one's giving any opportunity for someone to try and get past. People are having to make their way past and try and get through. And there is the likes of, I think that is going to be Giudice ahead of the likes of Mario Sidler, who's now up into 9th as Max Stemmerdings drops outside of the top 10. So the Dutch driver, along with Mika Barthélemy from France, looks like their day could be, their weekend could be at a rapid end, but still to have another opportunity to race is always good for track time. And that's Leonardo Del Col out in the 6:06, was running 25th. So the Italian's day comes to an abrupt end, and that was actually on the second left-hander going into the final part of the circuit. 4 minutes to go, and now the top 3 covered by 2 tenths. Keep your eyes on Westhoven. Pianizzola now in there. Top 5 covered by less than 8 tenths of a second as Artur Horsch goes for the move on Loch Melis. Or was that? No, that's yeah. No, that wasn't Loch Melis. My apologies there. Arvid Rosen is showing on the front of the field, but you can see here now that Scott Westhoven's getting in. Pianizzola is getting in there, the Iron Lynx back driver. So it's all kicking off, and now that is giving a window of opportunity for the 2 in front to pull away. But also, this quartet here will be gunning for a position. And there's a move by the 304 of Beard Dorrestein past Matteo Pianizzola in the 318 as they come out of the final corner. And across the line, who's leading the way? Well, it's Arvid Rosen, and has now got a 4/10 of a second advantage over Artur Horsch. Scott Westhovens, Patrick Slokmelis. Then you've got Beard Dorrestein and Matteo Pianizzola running at the top 6. Mario Sidler is a bit too far away from this battle, as is Noah Hip. And it looks like there might be a penalty coming somebody's way very shortly, as I've just had a look at the Digi flags. Something will be, I'm sure it will be seen in my line of sight very, very shortly on the timing. But you can see that Matteo Pianizzola very, very close to the back bumper of Beard Dorrestein, whereas Artur Horsch in second and Arvid Rosen leading the way with just under 2.5 minutes to go. So we've now had 7 retirements. It's been a bit of a war of attrition out there as Rosen crosses the line to complete lap number 8 and is just under 3.5 tenths slower. Well, 3.5 tenths up the road from Artur Hosch, who looks very, very calm and composed going through turn 2. So the Frenchman might strike very shortly. Lokmelis now back up into 3rd place past Westhovens, who's got Dorrestein and Pianizola behind. Mario Sidler is trying to catch. He's got the gap down. The Swiss driver's got the gap down to about a second. But we've still got a couple of less than 2 minutes to go. But it looks to be a mere formality. Now, any result called by myself on commentary is provisional, pending the conclusion of any judicial and technical matters post-race, as Beard Dorrestein gets passed by Matteo Pianizola for 5th position here in the second chance heat. And there is Mario Sidler. So Sidler has caught them hand over fist. The gap was the second last time around. What's the gap now? 0.55. So he's nearly halved it. So Mario Sidler looking at an opportunity in the top 6 at the end of this race. Mario Sidler, let's not forget, actually started in 7th position and dropped down the order. So we still have 25 runners and riders in this race still circulating. Mika Barthelemy and Buzz Janssen have got past Flint Schuring, who drops to 18th position as we're into the last 60 seconds. And you can see just behind Pianizola and Dorrestein, there are Mario Sidler, and he's brought along with him Noah Hipp from France. So this could be a bit of a mushroom cloud being thrown at the circuit from what is 4th to 7th, well, 4th to 8th position in the dying stages. On to the penultimate lap we go. And Arvid Rosen has got a bit more of a gap between himself and Artur Hosch. And then you've got Patrick Slokmelis, Scott Westhovens, who's just been passed by Matteo Pianizola. That's crucial, but Westhovens tries to go up the inside. Then the switchback from Pianizola. And he's now just saying to Westhovens, all I'm going to say is, oh, no, that's not what you wanted at all. He gesticulated to Westhovens, and all of a sudden, Beard Dorrestein went up the inside. They're both in a bit of discomfort. Yellow flags will be out. That is a hard hit. Westhovens clutching his right knee. And Beard Dorrestein wincing in a little bit of pain after that one. Yellow flags should be out of that particular part of the circuit, I would imagine, right now, if they aren't already. But final lap, and Arvid Rosen still leads from Artur Hosch. That has changed the complete complexity of it, because Mario Sidler and Noah Hipp have made it into the top 6 positions. We're on the final lap of this race. And it is now a case that will Arvid Rosen keep a hold of that top position? Well, not if Artur Hosch has anything to say about it. And Artur Hosch, even on the final lap of the race, is trying to go for the victory. Well, in some respects, that will be a good sign of how quick these drivers are. Artur Hosch has been a known quantity, and there is Patrick Slokmelis. We've got just one more corner remaining after that dramatic incident involving Dorrestein and Westhovens. But it is Arvid Rosen that provisionally wins the second chance heat. Second will be Artur Hosch. Third will be Patrick Slokmelis. Mario Sidler takes 4th ahead of Noah Hipp, with Italy's Matteo Pianizola rounding out the top 6 provisionally after all that was said and done after 13 laps. Max Stemmerdink 7th. Andrea Giudice, Giuseppe Forenzi and Anthony Bilou rounding out the top 10. Kilian Tavernier and Sasha Clavadeccia round out the top 12 ahead of Luca Costa, Baz Janssen and Mika Barthelemy. Chloe Kennard, Flint Schuring, Bente Boer, Ricardo De Landro and Daniel Mualem round out the top 20 ahead of Matteo Richter, Leonardo Tiozzo and Timotheus Kiadz from Poland, with Scott Westhovens and Beard Dorrestein coming together on the final lap of the race, eliminating them on lap 12, with Leonardo Del Col, Stolbrouwer, Benoit Tordemar, Yarden Yved, Corentin Franchi, Fabio Giliberti and Oscar Christensen all retiring from the race.